In the pantheon of sports, there are players, and then there are winners. One man transcends both categories more than anyone in basketball. He wasn't the highest scorer. He didn't chase the spotlight. He chased perfection. His game was measured not by points, but by the ultimate metric: championships. 11 titles in 13 years. A legacy so towering, so fundamentally dominant, it defies comparison. This is the story of William Felton Russell, the ultimate athlete, the unparalleled champion, and the silent revolutionary who changed the game of basketball and America forever. The foundation of this colossus was laid not on the parquet floor of Boston, but in the tough, segregated environment of the American South, and later in the working-class streets of Oakland, California. Life was a relentless lesson in resilience, but his moral compass, his bedrock, was his mother, Katie. She was his first coach, instilling a principle that would guide his entire life: never let anyone define your worth. When Katie tragically passed away when Bill was just 12, the world shifted. That loss didn't create a void. It forged steel. Russell had to grow up fast, channeling his grief into a quiet, almost cold determination. In high school, he was virtually invisible, a late bloomer who struggled with fundamentals. Coaches dismissed him, but Russell had that ingrained, fierce self-belief. He learned that raw talent was nothing without dedication, and he began his ascent, one overlooked practice at a time. He landed at the University of San Francisco, USF, and immediately began executing a radical vision. Forget the offensive superstars of the era. Russell became the world's first true defensive artist. He didn't just block shots. He manufactured offense with his defense. He mastered the art of verticality, challenging shots not with a desperate swat, but with poise, keeping his arms straight up and subtly tipping the ball to a teammate waiting to sprint down court. It was genius. This system was devastating, propelling USF to a staggering 55-game winning streak and back-to-back NCAA championships. When he added an Olympic gold medal in 1956, the professional world knew. They were dealing with a revolutionary, a player who could single-handedly dictate the tempo of the game from the weakest side of the court. The question wasn't if he'd win in the NBA, but how many. The price was high, but Red Auerbach knew the cost of not having Bill Russell. He paid it, securing Russell for the Celtics in a pivotal trade. Russell arrived in Boston, a city that already had stars like Bob Cousy, but lacked the defensive spine to win it all. Russell was that spine. His arrival was more than just a roster move. It was a cultural inoculation. He brought a sense of discipline and defensive intensity that the league had never witnessed. In his rookie year, 1956-57, he transformed a high-scoring, underachieving team into champions, culminating in that nerve-shredding, double-overtime Game 7 against the St. Louis Hawks. The message was sent. The formula was set. The dynasty was born. This is the stretch where the legend hardened into fact. 8 consecutive championships. No asterisks, no easy road. Every single year, the target grew larger. This era was defined by the ultimate clash of titans. The statistical hurricane of Wilt Chamberlain versus the defensive anchor of Bill Russell. Wilt was the force of nature, scoring 100 points in a single game. Russell was the architect, the strategist, the man who consistently stole the victory. While Wilt chased records, Russell chased perfection. He defined the role of the modern superstar, a man whose value transcended his box score. He was the selfless genius, the ultimate teammate, winning 5 MVP awards because his presence alone made 5 other players better. This wasn't just a streak, it was a decade of unquestioned, suffocating, defensive dominance. It remains the benchmark against which all dynasties are measured. Yet, the true measure of the man was found off the court. Bill Russell was an intellectual, a deep thinker, and a pioneer who stood at the intersection of athletic superstardom and social justice during America's most turbulent era. Despite being the highest-paid player and the face of the Celtics, he was subjected to heinous racism in Boston and across the nation. He fought back, not with his fists, but with his voice and his conviction. He stood with Martin Luther King Jr., participated in the March on Washington, and led his teammates in a walkout to protest discrimination. He understood the responsibility that came with his platform, and in 1966, he shattered the coaching barrier, becoming the first black head coach in major American professional sports history, carrying a weight no one before him had ever borne. Russell wasn't asking for acceptance. He was demanding equality. As the 60s drew to a close, the dynasty looked vulnerable. Auerbach retired, and Russell took the reins as player-coach. After a brief stumble in 1967, the critics wrote him off. But Russell, fueled by an almost stubborn desire for final victory, led 2 final extraordinary campaigns. The 1969 finals were the ultimate test, a David versus Goliath narrative. The Lakers had recruited Wilt Chamberlain, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor, the consensus favorite. Lakers owner Jack Kent Cooke was so confident he had victory balloons prepared to drop from the ceiling before Game 7. Russell saw the balloons, he saw the arrogance, and he used it as fuel. He masterminded a stunning Game 7 victory in Los Angeles, proving that heart and strategy trumped star power every time. 11 rings, the ultimate mic drop. He retired quietly that summer, leaving the crown, without a doubt, on his head. Bill Russell's championship record is untouchable. He set the standard for defense, leadership, and sacrifice, but his profound impact lies in his character. He taught us that greatness isn't measured by personal statistics, but by the relentless pursuit of collective victory. He was a pioneer, a champion, and a man who refused to compromise his principles. The trophies are his, but the lessons about teamwork, integrity, and social courage belong to all of us. William Felton Russell, greatest winner in the history of basketball.